Today I'm going to be showing you how to remove your carb on the XR650L. Okay, maybe not that carb, but both love me the same, so yeah. Anyways, the first step in this whole process is removing each one of the side panels. The one side held on by a 10mm screw, so just go ahead and undo that side, pop it off, there's two little holes holding it in. On the other side you're just going to use the thumb tab, just kind of twist them out, and then go ahead and pull off each panel. Then you're going to head and move on to the seat strap. The seat strap is just held on by a little Allen key. Just kind of go ahead and unscrew each side, pull off the little seat strap, of course. Following removing the strap, we're going to go ahead and move to underneath the seat where the seat is held on by two 12mm screws. Just go ahead and twist them out, pull them out. Keep track of these screws, by the way, because you do not want to lose any of these in the process. Moving on to the top seat, we're just going to go ahead and lift up and lift it out of our way. We're going to be moving on to the brake reservoir here. We're going to be taking off the screw and bracket, and then we're going to be moving this brake reservoir to another location. Let's go ahead and undo the two little clips holding in the brake line there. Following that, I like kind of just mounting it onto another point here because I mean the threading is the exact same. Therefore, it allows me to hold the brake reservoir out of the place and it's not tipped over and getting a mess or whatever it may be. Then we're going to go ahead and be moving on to the shrouds on it. There's like the three Allen keys you use again. Just go ahead and remove those on both sides. Should come off really easy because that's going to lead us on to undoing the tank in a bit. Just as an FYI, it may allow you to unscrew some of the inside screws a little easier if you go ahead and just tilt the wheel back and forth as needed, because some of the Allen keys like mine here will actually hit the fender, which get in the way of turning it. So go ahead and just move the fender as you need, and it will seriously help you out a lot. The very next step is going to be removing the gas tank. You have the little top nut there, it's going to be 10mm, go ahead and remove that, and there's this little spacer that kind of holds it down as well. And then you're going to be turning the petcock to off, and then removing the fuel line. There's this little clip, just go ahead and pull it back. And go ahead and undo the fuel line, just kind of pull it out, and it will come out. Hopefully you have a rag, because it's going to spew gas all over. Kind of like what happened to me, don't be like me. Then you're going to go ahead and lift up the gas off of these little pegs in the front there, kind of just pulls off. And then of course set it onto your XR650B, aka bike. So to get this throttle loosened, we're going to go ahead and remove the throttle cables, but to do this, what helps me out personally is just removing the throttle at the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove this little clip, holds it all down. Inside the actual throttle, you're going to notice there's this little plastic clip, or it just keeps the wires from rubbing on the inside. And then you're going to go ahead and just remove the little throttle lines like normal. And then after that, just kind of pull off your throttle, I guess. Following this, we're going to be going back down to the carburetor itself. We're going to loosen those nuts for the throttle lines, and then we're going to go ahead and push them out of their brackets. After you push them out of the brackets, you're going to go ahead and return to the bottom of those where those lines are, and you're going to kind of just pull them out of their spaces. Now that you have extra line at the top of the line, it should be easy to just pull each one of them out. Alrighty, so after you get those loosened and taken off all the way, I like kind of just taking both of those and moving to the top of the bike and then just zip tying up there so they stay out of the way. Well, as you see what I'm doing here, I'm just kind of loosening the clamp that's connecting to the airbox. It's like this whole intake tube. And at the very bottom, you're going to notice this little, at the very bottom of the float, there's another tube. I like just going ahead and just pulling it down after you remove the little clamp there. That's out of the way. So, moving on to the other side now. You're going to see that your oil separator may be in the way. Go ahead and there's 3 pinch clamps, so just kind of take needle nose pliers and move each one of them out of the way. After you undo all those tubes, just go ahead and kind of just lift the oil separator out. There's a little rubber thing as well. Go ahead and remove that. Just kind of, it literally just pushes off, but be careful because you can cut your hand on it. Alrighty, so next you're going to be removing a few rubber little retainer clips again. So just kind of pull each one of those little retainer clips back so it's out of your way. Following that, you're going to go ahead and undo your little choke line right there. And then to set that, be careful with it. Don't just ignore it or whatever. So right there, I'm going to go ahead and remove the fuel line. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove the other clamp to the actual cylinder head itself. Next part is where you may burn a few carbs yourself as you maneuver this intake tube, because oh my goodness, it can be a hassle and it requires a little bit of muscle to get this carburetor out. After you get the intake tube off, you're just going to go ahead and pull back on the carburetor and wiggle it out. And besides that, the carburetor's out, so what I ask you to do is please like and subscribe because I really do appreciate it. Thank you.